Welcome to Doc and Ruby's Big Adventure. We are a husband and wife that share a love for our Jeeps and the path less traveled. Come enjoy our misadventures in the great outdoors. That's Doc on the left and Ruby on the right. In this series of videos, we traveled from our home near Columbus, Ohio, to explore a trail called the Kentucky Adventure Tour, often referred to as the CAT. The CAT is a 1,000-mile loop through Kentucky, West Virginia, and Tennessee. It is comprised of approximately 60% dirt and gravel roads, 40% windy backroad pavement. The CAT is broken down into 4 sections called Main 1, Main 2, Main 3, and Main 4. There are also sections with a bit more difficulty called hards. We stuck to the main sections this time around. In this video, we will show you our journey from the marker on the left, located a few miles east of Jackson, Kentucky, and ending at the Breaks Interstate Park, located in the Jefferson National Forest, Virginia. We started our morning at our lovely dispersed campsite out in the middle of nowhere, and Jody decided to do laundry, as you can see by her clothesline in the back there. Of course, we make coffee, as we always do, and we have this cool water container. It's from Scepter. It holds 5 gallons of water. It's been a game changer. Look at the coffee. It's about to percolate. We pulled out of the campsite at around 6:30, 7 a.m., somewhere in that range. Today we were on the search for the wild horses. It's absolutely gorgeous. I wanted to check out a couple sounds I'd heard down to the right of the trail down here.
I'm gonna check down here and see what these guys were doing.
What we found instead was what we affectionately refer to as the Kentucky Car Wash.
Wow.
That's a bunch of branches that hit your vehicle and put scratches or pinstripes down them. This did not make Jody happy at all.
Yeah, this whole area marked as another Kentucky car wash. Maybe they didn't clear this one out.
Wait, I don't know where to go.
Only one way is to the right. It's just hard to see.
There looks like as good a way to the left.
Well, that's not it. So there's a fairly deep mud hole on the other side of that. You can make it through.
I'm in a mud hole.
Jody's least favorite part of the trail is scratching up Ruby.
I just came out of that mud hole. That's where I didn't know where to go.
We are out of it.
Coming out of the other side was a big relief. I don't know, there might have been a half a mile of branches hitting us in the face, somewhere in there.
I think I might have lost my armor.
Maybe. I told you that might happen. Pull over here, and we're gonna take a break.
We decided that we were going to try and clean off the Jeeps a little bit, check and see if there was any damage. Turns out I don't think we lost anything in that round of Kentucky Car Wash. After a few miles of searching, we finally found what we were looking for. I saw them off to the right of the trail here. Jody was already over there with her bag of apples. I grabbed some as well to walk over and say hi. As usual, my lovely wife is a Disney princess who makes friends with all animals in the forest. They did make her a little nervous, though, when she was in the middle of the pack there. Is it a pack? Is that what you call a large group of wild horses? I don't know.
We already fed them all of our apples, and they actually ate them. I think 5 or 6 apples. Are you coming over to say hi? I don't have any more apples, I'm sorry. Gorgeous.
They finally decided they were done playing with us because we were out of apples. Jody attempted to chase them for a second with her Jeep, but to no avail. They're wild. We finally got to pavement a little bit after 10 o'clock in the morning and started making our way east. Our goal today was to make it to Williamson, which I believe is in West Virginia. Now there are two sections of gravel/dirt trails before we get to what I call the Hill of Doom. This is one small section here. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous scenery all the way around. And again, we're still feeling out our Jeeps. Jody just put 35-inch tires on Rubi. I've got the new roof rack with the tent and the canopy and the high jack and the everything on there. That thing is a beast. Here we are playing with the Jeep crawl. That's hill descent. When you're in 4 low, you can put it into first or second gear and use hill descent to slowly crawl down the trail. The second section between the horses and the Hill of Doom is what I call the cow pasture, or the cow hill. This is in a farmer's land, I think. He has a bunch of cows and cattle out there. You have to close a couple gates along the way. He's nice enough to let people off-road on his property. So this section, my brother and I went through about a year ago, and we called it the Hill of Doom because it was easily the hardest thing we'd ever done in our Jeeps. Jody and I far surpassed this by the end of this trip. But anyways, as you can see here, Jody is taking this track with no problems whatsoever. In fact, I'm the one that messed it up.
I did that part right at least. Give me a second.
Coming down on the first big rock, I crushed my tailpipe. Jody made it look easy.
But pretty soon I'm coming down this hill one way or the other. And please don't be in the way.
This is also where I learned not to wear flip-flops on the trail. Don't slip. Having done this part of the trail before, I knew that we were in for a long stretch of pavement, so I decided to go ahead and air up our tires, make that drive a little bit easier. I think it was maybe 30 or 40 miles straight of pavement. Around 5 p.m., we finally came into the little town of Williamson, West Virginia.
Holy Christ, there's a Church of Christ.
We thought we were going to hit one hotel. Unfortunately, they are shut down now. Funny enough, it's a recovery house. I thought about stopping in and showing them my coin, but nah. We ended up finding a really cool little inn. It's the Hatfield and McCoy Inn. It was reasonably priced, under $100 for a room. They had a washer and dryer so we could wash some of our clothes. It was fantastic. We had a great time. Here's some pictures Jody took of the room.
dock was 4 low, but 4 high is just fine for this stuff.
Now, as I'd mentioned, the trails started to get increasingly more difficult. This next day brought us into what at first kind of appeared to be almost an off-road park style trail. It was kind of wide in a way, it was spacious, and we got some gorgeous views of some just amazing scenery up there. Jody just loved this shot of Doc. It's like, adventure! After getting multiple shots of this gorgeous scenery and everything else, we crossed over some pavement and things started to get tight. Remember, we had went through something we call a Kentucky car wash on one side of the trail over east of Jackson by the horses. This time around, this was beyond Kentucky car wash. This was damn near impassable. Now we have a chainsaw, and we actually had to use that the previous day a couple of times, but in this instance there's too much. We'd be there for 3 days cutting down branches to get out of the way, so we decided just to push through.
You alright back there?
Okay, we decided is kind of I decided. Jody was none too thrilled about it, as you can see here.
Cut it to the driver.
The trail was so tight at one point, I backed up trying to get Jody to see me and almost hit Ruby.
You can see me then.
This is absolutely the tightest trail I've ever been on. I think that Jody might have lost a piece of armor off of Ruby, and I know that I lost a handle off of my hijack. It was a dampener on the handle that stops it from rattling around. But it's alright, we made it through. It was a war. We won.
I think we're through worse. I'm about to stop up here in this little clearing so I can rip some of the branches off my mirror.
I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go. I'm going straight, I guess.
I can see you. Perfect. Stopping right here for a second.
That's right. Tree 0, Dock 1.
Don't like that.
kind of got upset with myself at the end of this day because I realized that I basically didn't have enough SD cards to effectively do this trip. In fact, I'd already lost about a day and a half's worth of footage from multiple cameras. It is what it is, but for the first video we have mostly video only from Jody's Jeep Rubi. And the subsequent videos we're also going to have perspectives from Doc's front and rear cameras. This was one of the few shots that I managed to grab from Doc's cameras from this day. And it's shot from the rear of all the branches and leaves still flying off of Doc and hitting Ruby in the face. After the Great Forest War of 2021, we decided that we were going to stop and have a little break, make some coffee. And there was a train that passed by. I waved. I waved back. I can't tell you how excited we were to finally find a little car wash along the way. Not that we were pretending for a second that, oh, wait, let's get your shoes too. Not that we were pretending for a second that we were going to get our Jeeps clean, but we did want to get some of the deeper mud off. I was actually having some problems with some of my brakes. And in fact, it happened the entire trip because I had so much mud caked on my brakes from going in mud holes. A couple of hours later, we found a nice little campground. It's called the Breaks Interstate Park. It's in Virginia, where we got a campsite, some ice, and some fudge, of all things, and finally bedded down for the night. In the next video, we'll cover the south side of the Cat. Hope to see you then.